If you can hear me, let's type in 111 in the chat. Okay, okay, all right, all right. Glad to know that you guys can hear me. If you are just joining us, you can hear me. Please drop in one in the chat. Type in one in the chat. If you're just joining us, type in one in the chat. And if you are joining us on the live on YouTube, please make sure you click that uh, subscribe button. Or if you are watching this video for the first time, make sure you click that subscribe button and don't forget to click that bell icon so that you can be notified whenever we upload any new content, guys. All right, guys, I'm super excited, super delighted to be here with you guys tonight. Super excited, super delighted, guys. So if this is your first time you'll be joining our Sunday's class, please let's type in yes in the chat. If today is your first time you'll be joining our Sunday's class, please type in yes in the chat. Type in yes in the chat. If this is not your first time, type in no. If today is your first time, type in yes. If it is not your first time, type in no. You either type in yes or no. So you either type in yes or no. Okay, all right. Glad to have you. Glad to know that you've been here for a while, Mr. Felix, Mr. James. So how about others? All right. So let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. I'm super excited, as I said, to be here with you guys today. Today we'll be taking a look at our strategy, the strategy we've been using for over 3 years now that has been inconsistent. So, and we want to, what I'm bringing out to you guys tonight, it's it's something that is really superb, that delights me a lot. All right. As usual, as you know, it has always been high on my team. It has always been a good gesture to to see to the strategy and to see how we can improve it, how we can make more money with the strategy. But trust me, what I want to share with you tonight about this strategy is something I have just back tested this past week. Makes it made it a month that I have back tested this thing I want to share with you today. I've backtested it and use it on my live account. All right. So this last Friday made it exactly 1 month. All right. And this is in a way to ensure that we use small stop loss to take a big risk, because we are coming to the era in the world of trading where you have to use small stop loss to get something big. All right. So, and I personally feel King strategy, it is not exceptional. It is a strategy. It shouldn't be part of those strategies that will keep using large stop loss. So this has been giving me some kind of you know tough time for the past since January this year. But last month and last 2 months, I decided to to take a look at the strategy properly to see how we can be able to use small stop loss to get something big. And the result I've had in the last 1 month really delights and makes me a lot, guys. And another reason why I've stopped posted strategy signals on our group is simply because I feel some are not making use of the strategy, because reason is simply because we always have the weekly analysis posted on our YouTube channel. So a lot of people really rely on the weekly analysis to take their own decision, and that is what I I really, really cherish a lot. So that's one of the reasons why I stopped posting signals on the group, okay? Because few people have been chatting me behind the counter asking why I did not even do that again. So, and the response I've been getting is so small compared to the number of the people we have on the group. So I feel if the number is so small, it means a lot of people are not paying attention to the group. So and it will be, like a wasted effort for me and few of my team members to put ourselves in place to post in a signal without having a lot of people utilizing it. But I know very well, based on the report I've been getting, that a lot of people wait for the weekly analysis, and that is really, really good. Okay, so today is going to be, guys, you want to pay a lot of attention. We want to share something really amazing concerning this strategy, as I've said. Okay, so let me quickly ask before we I share my chart with you again. If for those who are joining for the first, who have just joined us right now, if this is your first time, please type in yes. If this is your first time you'll be attending our Sundays class, type in yes in the chat. Okay, quickly, if this is your first time, type in yes in the chat. And if you have not joined our YouTube channel, please, guys, you want to go there right about now. Okay, you want to go there right about now to subscribe to our channel. That is our link in the chat. Go there, go and subscribe right about now, and sure to activate the bell icon so that you can be notified when we upload any new content, guys. So just permit me to take 1 minute to give you my word of advice, because I will never ever stop saying this, no matter how it is. I think it is important. We need to encourage ourselves. If you don't have a particular strategy you are using, guys, please, please, please make sure you stick to one strategy. Stop jumping from one strategy to the other. It will not help you. I'm telling you this from experience. I've been there, done that, and the same thing has happened to me. Okay, in my first 2 years, I suffered the same thing, jumping from one strategy to the others. All right. It is not a crime to know a lot of strategy, but it is a crime to start using multiple strategy at a time. All right. Okay, you want to become perfect with one particular strategy before you jump into another strategy. Okay, you want to be sure a strategy is not delivering before you can abandon it. All right. So, guys, once again, if you do not have one particular strategy, try and stick to one. All right. That is one of the ways you can be able to monitor and track your record if you're making progress or not, because master of everything, you know, people say is master of none. Okay, jack of all trade, master of none. So you want to base your efforts on one strategy, guys. All right, so let's go into the business. So today I want to share good parts of what I've back tested on my live account the last 1 month. I want to share with you guys today. So let me take a few seconds to ask you guys, if we have anyone who is new to this strategy, please type in yes in the chat. If you are new to the King strategy, please type in yes in the chat. Okay, I want to be able to know where to come in. All right, and be prepared to ask any question you think you need to know concerning this strategy. So, okay, because this tonight's section is all about, after we finish the class, so you have the opportunity to ask any question concerning this strategy. Okay, so this is going to be an opportunity for everyone. So if you are new to this strategy, you are looking right in front of you, guys, type in yes in the chat. If you are new, type in yes. Okay, if I don't see any yes in the chat, it means everyone, we are familiar with this strategy. So if you have been using this strategy, be sincere with yourself. If you have been using this strategy, either you've just started using it or you've been using it for a while, type in 1 in the chat. If you have been using this strategy, either you're new to it, you've just started using it newly, or you've been using it for a while, type in 1 in the chat. Okay, all right, great. We have those who have been using it for a while. We have a bunch of people who have been using this strategy, no doubt about that. But so guys, let's go into the real deal. So what do I want to share with you today? I want to share with you in a way where we can be able to, in any market condition, we can be able to pick a trade with small stop loss and expect the large reward. So how can we do that? Let's quickly run over the strategy. So I'm going to use this chart right in front of you, or do you guys want any chart, any particular pair? You want me to look into any particular pair? Type it in the chat. All right, but if there is none, I'm going to use this one right in front of me. Okay, so now based on this strategy and based on what we are looking right in front of us, the strategy says when we see the red moving average pointing down, okay, and we have the blue and the black moving averages below it, and candles are also below this red, it means price is going down. Okay, so we want to look for a sell trade alone, right, based on 1 hour. Don't forget guys, whenever analysis I want to base on this explanation is based on 1 hour and H4. Why do I have to use H4? Why do I have to use H1? H4 serves as the filter time frame. Don't forget. Okay, H4 stands as the filter time frame. What does the filter time frame do? The filter time frame tells us is the higher time frame. It tells us the overall direction of the market. All right. Now let me come back to H1. H1 is the entry time frame. Entry time frame means the time frame we are placing the trade. Okay, the time frame we are placing the trade, either we are buying or we are selling. So that is what entry time frame means. So your entry time frame may be 30 minutes, it may be 15 minutes, it may be 5 minutes, it may be 1 minute, depending on what you want. All right, and depending on your time and your schedule. Now, based on our record and my own personal record, I see that trading this on higher time frame like 1 hour and above has higher probability, and I believe the same thing goes with every other strategy out there. All right, so now with this, let's assume we want to take a trade on 1 hour. 1 hour is going to be our entry time frame. So before we can take a trade on our entry time frame, which is 1 hour, it is highly important for us to check a time frame ahead of our entry time frame. The higher time frame ahead of our entry time frame. What is the higher time frame ahead of our entry time frame? Remember, the entry time frame is H1. So the higher time frame ahead of H1 is H4. Okay, so H4 is going to stand as the filter time frame. So we are going to trade only in the direction of H4. All right, and what do we want to consider on H4 time frame? We only want to consider one thing, which is the red moving average, the 120 moving average. So on this filter time frame, this is going to tell us the direction of the pair. All right, remember, on filter time frame, you don't want to do anything with these two moving average, you don't want to do anything with RSI, you don't want to do anything with stochastic. The only thing you want to consider on filter time frame, I say it again, is the 120 moving average, which is this red. Okay, and what do you want to consider right now? You can see the candle is below the 120 moving average. So that tells us that we should look out for a sell only on our entry time frame. So in the case where we have all these candles above the red moving average right here, we have them above it right here, it means we should look out for a buy on our entry time frame. I hope this is clear. If that is clear, please type in clear in the chat. But in this case right now, guys, we can see that candles are below the 120 moving average. So on our entry time frame, we only want to look out for a sell. It's as simple as that. So now let's go into our entry time frame. This is our entry time frame. How do we pick a trade right here? Before we pick a trade, we want to see that the 120 moving average is above the candles. All right. Remember, our first condition is to check it on the filter time frame. So once that is confirmed, we also want to come into our entry time frame to check the same thing on the 120 moving average. So if right on this chart, on this entry time frame, the candles are above the 120 moving average, it means there is no clear direction. Guys, I hope you're following. It means there is no clear direction. You know, we've been able to confirm this on H4, telling us that market is going down. But the same way, we also want to confirm this 120 moving average to be in the same direction with H4, which is the filter time frame. So if peradventure on our entry time frame, all the candles are serving above this place, okay, above the 120 moving average, all the black and blue is serving above the red, then that means it is a no-go area. We don't want to take any trade right there. I hope that is very, very clear. Okay, so now in this case, the same direction is where market is facing. So it is a good one to look out for a trade. So we don't want to take a trade yet until we see a cross, okay, until we see a cross between the blue and black. So once the cross crosses the blue to the downside, then it tells us that after the cross has happened on this very candle, that is when we want to take a trade. All right, I hope that is clear. So we don't just take it alone after this cross. We also want to consider this as well. We also want to consider RSI, that RSI is below 50. All right, so once all that is met according to this vertical line, you can see we have the cross, then RSI is also below the 50 line, then that is a good one to take a trade. All right, that's going to be a good trade for you and I. Okay, so that is the general way we take the trade, apart from taking the continuation with stochastic. All right, so you can watch more of this video, more of we have some of the videos that shares how to take continuation with stochastic. So that is not where we are going tonight, so because I don't want to take much of our time. Okay, so the purpose of me sharing this with you is just for you to be able to understand the points I want to share with you on how to pick the sniper entry. All right, so it is important for me to share this with you. All right, so now this is it, guys. How do we take the sniper entry? How do we take the sniper entry right there? Based on this pair, you can see the signals on H1, which is our entry time frame. We want to go in right after this, on this vertical line, after the close of this very candle. All right, look at this very candle. It is this very candle that crosses it. So you want to wait until this candle close, the candle that initiates the cross. Guys, don't make some mistake right there when you are taking the trade, because sometimes if you don't wait for the cross to happen, if you don't wait for the candle to close, price may reverse back up. All right, why? It has not yet closed, it may reverse back up. So when you wait for it to close, then you can be confident that the cross has happened. Okay, so now on this vertical line, on this very candle, this is the candle that crosses. So we are waiting for this candle to close. So after the close of this candle, then we can take a trade. Now on this horizontal line. Now look at this, guys. So we want to be able to take a trade right now with this, but we won't go in immediately with this. How do we do it? How do we take the sniper entry? The only thing we want to do is switch to either 15 minutes or 5 minutes. After you've seen this cross right here, okay, this cross has happened. You've seen the cross very clear that it has happened and the candle has closed. The only thing you want to switch is switch to 5 minutes. All right, I like to use 5 minutes for this. Switch to 5 minutes. You can see this is where I have the vertical line. Sorry, this is the vertical line, this is the horizontal line. The area where I should go in, where I have this horizontal line. Look at it, guys. This area where I have this horizontal line is where I should go in based on H1. Look at it, based on H1. Okay, so you can switch to 15 minutes, switch to 5 minutes. But 5 minutes is ideal, guys. 5 minutes is ideal to take sniper entry. Now, look at, on this vertical line, we've seen the cross already. We don't want to go in right immediately. We want to go to 5 minutes. So what we want to see on 5 minutes, you want to wait, okay, for the cross to happen. The cross has already happened based on this already on H1. It has already happened based on this vertical line. Please pay attention to this. It has already happened on this vertical line based on 1 hour. But immediately it happens, switch to 5 minutes. Once it happens on 5 minutes, you want to wait for the black and blue to go up. Then immediately the black crosses the blue down, then take your trade. Okay, I don't know if you are getting this. Then take your trade as you see the cross on 5 minutes. Take your trade. If a cross has happened before this vertical line, you don't want to use that. You want to wait for new cross to happen. You can see based on this vertical line, this is the 1 hour area. Now price has come down. We can go in immediately, but we will not go in. You want to wait for the 2 moving average, the black, to cross up again. Okay, so on its way down right here, look at, then you take your trade. Once it crosses down, then you take your trade. So once you take your trade right here, look at, you take your trade right here, okay, then your stop loss is going to be above the last high or above the 120 moving average on 5 minutes. All right, if the 120 moving average is too far, then you can use this last high. By the grace of God, I took this trade. On Friday or so. I took this trade, and it has produced some profit. So if you have taken this trade right here, guys, it allows you to take small stop loss like 5 pips, 6 pips, 7 pips, or 8 or 10, depending on the pair. Okay, so if you have taken it, your first take profit is going to be ratio 1 to 2. Your first take profit is going to be ratio 1 to 2. All right, so I'm still in this trade for the second TP. The second TP is still running. So the first TP I took was 7 pips. While look at, I've been able to get out in 14 pips first take profit. So your first take profit is going to be times 2, ratio 1 to 2. Then you leave the second take profit to run for as far as you can. All right, or your second take profit can be the target for the daily analysis. Okay, I hope you guys are following this. So instead of, now look at this area, instead of taking the trade right here, and we are risking about 22 pips or 24, we have been able to risk just 7 pips. So how about that, guys? If this really interests you, please type in interest in the chat. Type in interest in the chat. If this really interests you, type in interest in the chat. Type in interesting in the chat if this really interests you. All right, that is fine. That is fine. So that is how you want to be able to harness this opportunity. Believe me, guys, I've been using this particular thing this past Friday. This last Friday just made it 1 month that I've been testing this on live accounts. I've actually tested it on demo for 1 or 2 weeks before I started using it on live accounts. So I haven't tested it on live accounts for over a month. So I'm confident to be right in front of you guys to share this with you. So that is how you work. It's as simple as that. Believe me, this works like magic. Sometimes you can bank in ratio 1 to 7, ratio 1 to 6 with this alone on take profit 2. So, but your first take profit is always going to be ratio 1 to 2. Your first take profit. So your second take profit can go as far as 1 to 7, 1 to 6 or more, depending on your patient. All right. So now, let me share one other thing with you guys. Just a moment. We always want to strive to ensure this uh we have uh we make more money with this. Now guys, look at this. How else can you and I be sure that whenever you take a trade with 5 minutes strategy right here is going to deliver? We want to be able to combine currency strength meter with this. We want to be able to combine currency strength meter with this. Okay, because a lot of time you may have 6 or 7 trades opportunities that comes up at a time, but sometimes you don't want to over trade. You may want to pick in 2 or 3 out of 7 or 8 signals that may come up at a time. So how can you be able to filter the ones that will go in that direction immediately you take the trade? Because sometimes this also has its own side effect, because sometimes when you take the 5 minute trade, market is funny in nature. It may just reverse and hit you in stop loss, then keep going down again. All right, these are the things I've been able to check out during the demo period before I put it on the live account. Okay, so how can we be able to do that? Before you take this trade, you want to be able to combine it with currency strength meter. So currency strength meter will tell you which one of the trade you should take. All right, so you want to be able to be sure, right? Once you see this cross, you want to be able to check AUD Swiss franc. Is it true Swiss franc is strong? If Swiss franc is strong, then that is an additional confirmation that when you take the trade on 5 minutes, it will deliver quickly. Most of the time, the ratio 1 to 2, when it delivers within 2 hours, 3 hours, maximum 4 hours. Most of the time is 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. It delivers ratio 1 to 2. Okay, when it is in line with currency strength meter. So before you and I take this trade, we've seen the cross right here. The moment the cross happened and all the conditions based on the strategy has been met on H4, the H4 tells us it is good to take. Then the condition on H1 has been met. Then the next thing we want to do is to check the currency strength meter before we take the trade on 5 minutes. Okay, you want to be able to check the currency strength meter So you want to be able to check AUD and Swiss franc on the currency trend meter. So if AUD is weak and Swiss franc is stronger than AUD, then that will probably going to be a good trade. When you take the trade, then it's going to deliver quickly. But when the two of them are not they are equal, then it means there is no go area. Or when AUD is stronger than Swiss franc, you don't want to go there. So let me share the currency trend meter with you. Is the popular currency trend meter we have been using. Look at it, guys. Look at it. So we're talking about AUD Swiss franc. So now this currency trend meter generally have 5 bars. All right, generally have 5 bars. Don't forget. So when we have above 3 bars, we have 4 and 5. It means the currency trend meter is strong. When you have 3, it means the currency trend meter is average. All right. But when you have 2 and 1, it means that particular currency trend meter is weak. Now, in this case, GBP is weak, AUD is weak, Canadian dollar is weak, and Swiss franc is average. As at now, before the market closed last Friday. Okay, so it means Swiss franc is average right now, and Euro having 4 is strong, JPY having 4 bars is strong, NZD is also strong, while USD with 5 bars is the strongest. Okay, I take this again. When you see a pair with 1 bar or 2, it is that particular pair is weak. I mean, that particular currency is weak. When you see a particular currency with 3 bars, it means that 3 bar, that particular currency is average. All right. But when you see 4 and 5 and above, 4 and above, it means that particular currency is strong. All right. So now let's talk about it. When you take, okay, somebody said, what are the parameters of the MA blue and black? We have a video on that, please, Mr. Felix. Mr. Edwin, we have huge number of videos on that explains all this. All right. So just go on our channel, type in the King strategy. You will see many videos pertaining to this strategy that tells you everything you need to know. So don't worry about that. All right. So now we're talking about AUD Swiss franc. Before we take that AUD Swiss franc, remember we have been able to generate sell signal. Now we want to see that AUD is weak and Swiss franc is strong. Now on this note, look at AUD is weak. This was the reason why I took this trade. AUD was weak. As at the time I saw it, I saw that AUD has 1 bar, and Swiss franc, as at that time, it has 4 bars. As at the time I took the trade on AUD Swiss franc, it has 4 bars. So when you see that it has 4 bars and the other pair has 2 or 1, you can take it. All right. So you want to be sure that before you take it on 5 minutes, you also want to confirm the move on currency trend meter. Okay. I take it again. AUD, we are selling AUD Swiss franc. So we want to see that AUD is weak and Swiss franc is strong. Okay, once we see that and we've seen the cross already, the next thing we want to wait is just to wait for the 5 minutes entry. It's as simple as that. So the currency trend meter is just an added advantage to be sure that when the trade comes up in 5 minutes, then it can quickly deliver as the strong goes, as the first pair goes weak, while the second pair, the second currency goes strong. I hope this is very clear, guys. If this is clear, please type in clear in the chat. Let me copy this into the chart for you guys. The currency strength meter. That is it. You can just click keep the link for yourself. All right. And if you have any other currency strength meter you are familiar with, you can equally use it. It is not really important you have to use this. So let me know if my explanation is clear to you guys. Let me know if that is very, very clear to you. So let's go back to our chart and look for one more example. Which other pair you guys want me to look at? Maybe we should look at AUD USD. A lot of trade entry has happened. So let's look at AUD USD. I'm not in the trade. I didn't take this trade because the 5 minutes entry has already happened before I realized this. So now look at the same thing that happened right on the AUD pairs also happened on AUD USD. So the signal has happened right here. I've seen a cross on this pair. All right. Now immediately I see this cross, I want to go into my H4 to check. Are we truly in a downtrend as the signal just generated? Yes, we are in a downtrend. Look at the 120 moving average. Then I go back into H4. So the H4 has already issued out the cross between the 5 and 12 moving average. Okay. The blue is 12 exponential moving average applied to close. 12 exponential moving average applied to close. Then 5 exponential moving average applied to close. All right. So now, as I see this, look at this is the entry right here. Okay, after this very candle, this candle initiated the cross. Look at the clear cross has happened right here. So on this note, I've seen that RSI is also below the 50 line. So the next thing I want to do is that, okay, what is my currency strength meter telling me? So I want to see that on currency strength meter, I want to see that USD is strong, okay, on currency strength meter, and AUD is weak. So once I see that USD is strong and AUD is weak, the next thing I want to switch onto is go to 5 minutes. On 5 minutes, look at where the signal happened right here. Look at exactly where the signal happened on H1. Okay, this is where the signal happened on H1. But I will not enter it. I want to wait until I see the 5 and 12 moving average goes back up. Look at this area. Okay, you want to be more patient with these guys. You want to wait to see this goes back up. You have to. Okay, you don't want to take stochastic continuation right here. You must. It is a must for you to wait for the 5 and 12 to go up again, crosses up, then crosses down. Immediately it crosses down, take your trade. I think I took the I didn't take this trade. If I have to take this trade, it has to be after this very candle, this one right here. It has to be here, okay, because it's this one. Because it is this one. After this one, the cross was really clear. I hope you see these guys. Now look at, if I have taken this trade right here, I'm going to risk 12 pips or 15 pips. Okay, if the gap between the last high and the 120 moving average on 5 minutes is too much, you use the last high, or you can just put it 2 or 3 pips above the last high. And if this one is not too far, just put it above it to be on the safer side. So if I have to take this trade, I'm going to put it right here around 15 pips. Okay, and look at, market even came down in around 11 or 12 pips and it went back up, and it does not even go near the stop loss at all, and now it's on its way down again. It has issued 20 pips. So by now I should have even broken even. As price come down to this place, I should have even broken even right here. Okay, hope this is clear. And this is going to be another signal again for it. So this is going to be a topic for another time, guys. All right, because I don't want to model up every things for you guys. Okay, so this is going to be another entry for it. Okay, look at this, is going to be about 7 pips. It has issued out 20 pips also. All right. So that's how you've been able to use this strategy to take the sniper entry. But it is highly advisable to accompany the 5 minutes with currency strength meter. All right. It is really advisable, 70% advisable to accompany this with currency strength meter, the 5 minutes entry with currency strength meter, because currency strength meter gives you double assurance that this is most likely going to go in your direction. I hope this is clear. So if this is clear is clear to you, please put in clear in the chat. All right. Now remember, we are taking the trade on 5 minutes. Okay. Sorry, we are taking the trade on 1 hour, but we are only looking out for 5 minutes entry to, to be able to catch a smaller move. All right. So this is going to be another topic for another time, where we have the continuation on H1. All right. The continuation happened on here. And now when you take a sniper entry with this, look at, this is where we have the continuation entry on H1. So you wait for the cross to also happen, then you take your sniper entry as well, based on the continuation on H1. Look at, this is the continuation where we have the stochastic cross each other. All right. But this, I'm still back testing, I'm still testing this right now. But the one I've tested that I'm double sure of is this one. So with this one, it's still not in line with the stochastic, because based on the stochastic, this is where we have to take the trade. This is where we have to take the trade on this vertical line. Okay, as the cross has happened. Okay, look at, but when we come back to 5 minutes, the cross has already gone far. I hope you understand that. So we've missed the entry. The cross has happened before the stochastic happened on H1. All right. So I'm still trying to see how we can be able to harness that the opportunity. All right. But for those of us who can recognize candlestick pattern, so when you see the candlestick pattern, you already know that this is ready to continue in the direction. So the next thing you want to look out for is your currency strength meter, then take your trade on 5 minutes. Once you see the continuation on H4. All right. So before the cross happens on 5 minutes, then the candlestick pattern that tells you to enter it on H1. Okay. The candlestick pattern that tells you to enter is going to be this is going to be the confirmation candle, I beg your pardon. But before the cross happened on stochastic, the cross has happened on H1. On the cross has happened on the 5 and 12 moving averages. Right. If this is getting clearer to you guys, please type in clear. So the continuation, we're going to treat that another time, because I don't want to muddle up things for you guys. So go and work on this. Try this out on your demo for 1 or 2 weeks. Okay. Then you can start implementing that on your live account. But believe me, trust me, this works. It's what I've back tested live on my live account. All right. And this has issued out good profit. But don't forget, your first take profit will always be ratio 1:2, nothing more. Ratio 1:2. If you have risked 5 pips, your first take profit is going to be 10 pips. Then the second take profit, you can ride this for as long as you wish. All right. I hope this is clear. If this is very clear, everybody type in clear in the chat. Type in clear in the chat, and let me hear from you if you have any questions so far. Let me hear from you if you have any questions so far based on what we've been discussing. Any question, guys? Okay, I'm still waiting. Okay, any question? The high and low of the day. If you want to determine the high and low of the day, you have to use daily candle. Okay, you have to use daily candle. So look at all these candles represents each day. So this is the high. The top of this candle is the high, while this bottom is the low. Okay, you also have to consider the wick when you are when you're looking out for the high and low. You also have to consider both the wick, okay, not the body alone. You have the from week to week. All right, that's how you determine the high and low of the day. I hope that answers your question, Mr. Edwin. Any other question in the chat? If you have any other question based on this strategy, please let's hear it before time flies. And don't let us be stingy to ourselves. Let us share this wonderful but free and wonderful opportunity with our loved ones. This is one of the ways they can also learn free of charge. Okay, it's not all about paying. You can also get something free that will be of huge help to you guys. And for those of us who are ready for the EA trading, we only have 4 more spaces left for the month of August. So once the space are filled up, we just have to close it because we don't want much people to come on that we won't be able to manage the server. Okay. So any other question in the chat, please? So in the absence of no question, please type in no. Type in no, type in no. In the absence of no question, is either you type in no or type in a question. So I want to be sure you guys are following. All right, no question. All right, so this confirms to me that you've been able to learn something really, really amazing. You see, sometimes last 2 weeks ago, I decided that I wanted to share this with all the paid members alone, but I decided to change my mind to share this with every one of you. But I'm happy this is going to help a lot of you guys, most especially the newbies, the intermediates, and everyone. So your experience matters a lot in this business. The more you learn, the more you know. That's what I keep saying. I keep telling all our people. So make sure you practice this on demo before you put it on live account. All right. So guys, I'm super excited to be here with you guys this night. So by the grace of God, we are going to be here next week with another interesting and exciting topic. So if there is anything you want to learn that is not we've not been able to touch, you can suggest to us through the on the group. Then we'll put it into consideration. So if truly you've gained some value tonight with this class, let's every one of us go on our Telegram channel, type in whatever value you've gained tonight, type it in there just to encourage others who think, is if I should learn, is it going to work or not? So your comment alone can help a lot of people make their decision. And if what you've learned is not beneficial to you, please type it there. It will only help us to improve. Okay. So thank you so much. I super celebrate every one of you. I super celebrate every one of you. So I'm going to see more of you guys on the group. Bye bye for now. God bless and have a lovely week ahead. Bye bye and God bless.